As you probably already suspected, this is gonna be the next episode of my Chronicles. Number 6. I recently found out that some people had given me a nickname. They called me Caja Croft, due to certain interests and activities of me. Can you imagine that? Me? Perhaps that nickname is still the most applicable to what will follow in these chronicles. For it was my intention to visit, or raid, a real tomb this time. A tomb in a cave in the forest. Now you already know that I am not big, and next to that I am also artificial. So my ways of traveling somewhere can differ just a bit of the usual ways of doing this. I was packed in the same bag I made my voyage in when I arrived from that land far, far away. But not in a box this time, and situated on the tank of a motorbike. This meant I couldn't see where we were going. But we didn't have another transport at the time. But I was confident all would go well. We were getting closer, I presumed, for I couldn't see the signs. The driving went slower now, I could sense that. So we had to be almost there. The cave and the tombs would be somewhere on the domain of a rich priest who went mad. There is a slight resemblance with the story of Rennes-le-Château. Only that particular story happened afterwards, later. One could consider the story of Rennes-le-Château as the sequel of this story. And then we stopped and the motor shut off. We had to be arrived. Now it was time to unwrap me, so I would be free again to look around me. I had been tied up on the tank very carefully, so I couldn't fall off during driving. And there was the backpack. I would be taken in that backpack to the tomb in the cave in the jungle. The moment someone saw this picture of my companion and me at Facebook, she thought I had been murdered. It almost looks like that, doesn't it? And there I was. Now in a backpack where I still couldn't see anything. But very unfortunately there was no other way of transporting me to that tomb. I was told to prepare myself, for we were getting real close now to the tomb. And there my part would start. The tomb was situated in a real jungle. On purpose, nobody had ever taken care of it again long after the priest had deceased. Yep, you see it right. There I was, Caja Croft, the Tomb Raider, ready to raid and roll. Hidden in the jungle were the ruins of what once was a magnificent place. There had been a monastery, and a church, and caves with statues and tombs. But it all got dynamited in 1956 when it was sold. Only some ruins remained. After having passed the sea monster guard, we got to the entrance of the tomb. It was really dark in there, and I hoped we had taken enough lights with us. Next time we definitely would need better light for there. Okay. I know it is dark, but nevertheless I want to share this special moment with you. The first tomb. But I was too late. It looked like it had been raided already some time ago. That first tomb I found was hidden under a kind of altar. And above that altar was a statue of Jesus. But I knew there were more tombs hidden in this cave. And there was the next one. This time I suspected it was the tomb of the wealthy family of the priest. The family name of de Coma could still be read on the stones, on the epitaph. But this tomb was empty now as well. But I knew there was still another one, on the opposite side of the cave. I had heard a story that some time ago this tomb had been raided and the bones had been spread all over the place. While dogs had been spotted with some of those remainings while walking through the village. But that all had happened long ago. All those remainings had been buried now at another place. But my companion with the Sherlock hat had told me he once still had spotted some human remains in the tomb. It really was a very special place, and I regretted it for having no better light with me. But I definitely would return here and then with better light. Now, there was another passage in the cave in here, which was a kind of secret passage which led to the monastery, which was in ruins now. But that could better be explored the next time I would be there. For there was still much more to explore, or to raid. And here was the cloth again I would be wrapped in for our way back. But consider this only as the first episode of a continuing story of Caja Croft.
garden you created, this forest you gave life to, is and always will be my home.